There was an image of Virat Kohli walking over to have a chat, and he was holding a cutout of a car, a sponsor's car. It just put a symbol into my mind of the progression of his innings. It was like first couple of games, starting trouble, didn't quite get it started, first gear, second gear, and then he just found a highway. And once he found that, there were no exits, there were no places to stop.
No, I mean, he was beautiful today. That ability to just bat, make it look very, very simple, to just give the striker, Rohit Sharma, the strike, just to get off strike, knowing that Rohit was smashing it to all parts. Suryakumar Yadav came out at number 3, did exactly the same. What did Virat do? Smart, just allow the striker to just take the guard. And, by him moving to the top of the order, he has to stay there. And for the RCB in the IPL, he has to stay there because he can just control the whole innings. 120 balls. He faced 52 today. If he faces half of the 120, and I'd back him to do that consistently, probably 70 to 75% of the time in T20 cricket by just playing conventionally. He doesn't need to do anything. If he can just bat, it just allows the firecrackers to just go out there, give themselves a couple of balls and then go. So I think he's found something, and I think his team have found something that could be very powerful, not just in T20 cricket, but who knows, it could happen because you've got so many options from 3 down to number 7, so many different variables that India could go with. But that combination that I mentioned earlier, Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar, I don't like it because I know how powerful India are going to be. Virat and Rohit walking out, it's going to intimidate a lot of teams around the world.
And he even sounded intimidating. I mean, normally Virat tends to be a little reserved. Once he's won a game, give credit to the others. Yeah, okay, we were slightly better than the opposition, but he didn't hold back. He said we outplayed the opposition in every department, and it was true. He didn't mince his words. And of course, as man of the series, he'd be very quietly pleased with his own performance, Joy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Virat's greatest quality, and they say the quality of a great team is they win bad matches when they are less than fluent. And I think Virat was exactly that. He was less than fluent when the series started. Even today, he was less than fluent. He was not his commanding self from bowling. But that ability to play yourself into form and end up at 150, and that intelligence to say, if I stay around another 5 balls, 10 balls, I'm going to hit it better. I don't need to press on. Rohit's hitting it beautifully now. I can take the single, give it to him. I can take the single, give it to Surya, and just hit the bad ball for now. That thing of ability, a lot of batsmen, and it separates them. A lot of batsmen, when they're off form, just go out. Great batsmen somehow struggle, stay there, and suddenly you'll see they're at 100 while striking at 140 and 150. That's Virat. That's why. See, on good days, if 60% of your days are good days, Virat will get those 60%. But he'll again also get 15% of bad days, which is converted into good days. Today was one of those.
Virat, I was going to say Virat. Freudian slip. Michael, you seem to have a telepathic connection to Virat Kohli. So it was, as I said, Freudian slip. Because 2 things that you mentioned just a moment ago has been echoed by Virat Kohli a moment later. 1, he has said he will open in the IPL. 2, he has said if this sort of partnership flourishes, i.e. him and Rohit Sharma, it's something he's hinted, not unequivocally, that it's likely to come back again.
Yeah, and why not? T20 cricket is generally played on decent surfaces. The ball doesn't swing and hoop around. So there's no real worry that you're sending out your best player to face a moving ball. The white ball, let's be honest, for 4 or 5 years, it's done nothing. It might swing for an over or 2. Virat can cope with that. So I just think it's a sensible approach to try and get your best players to face as many balls as possible. And that goes to 50 over cricket as well. There's 300 balls in 50 over cricket. Why wouldn't you want someone like Virat to get out there and showcase his skills as early as possible? And the only time that you can guarantee that you're going to get in early is to open. Now, he could bat anywhere, but I just think they've found something. And I think the RCB in the IPL are going to be a lot stronger by having Virat Kohli at the top of the order. He will be so consistent on those wickets. It's if you ask any batsman that's worth any kind of salt, where would you like to bat in India? And you go, I'll open the batting, please. Doesn't matter who you are, how you play. I'd like to open the batting, please. So Virat's going to have a I think he's going to have some fun over the next few months opening the batting. We're going to see some fine innings.
Joy, that's brave of Michael Vaughan. He's put those suggestions out there, much to the detriment of the English national cricket team and the Mumbai Indians. Both his
exactly. I just said, I was just thinking about it and said that he's immediately increased his chances of another IPL team calling him right now by about 20%. I said RCB is just now on the phone saying, if Virat's listening to this guy, we need to listen to him right now. Oh, absolutely. I think Michael's hit it bang on. He's just, if you get something like that, and I go back to what you said right at the start when you're talking about it, with Virat opening. Remember, you mentioned Sachin, 1994, Sidhu, Auckland, that whole story. Could this be Virat's Auckland? That's what all of us are asking. That is this the place at the time that he turns around and says he's going to do it? And look, Virat plays, he loves his RCB, but he also, I think he loves Indian colours more than anything else, and who would blame him for that? If he is deciding to open throughout the IPL, that's clearly also sending a message to selectors saying, that's the position I want to play in the World Cup. Because he's not going to play the entire IPL opening just to go back to number 3 necessarily. He's also saying that, this is my position, this is where I'm planning to make a stand. Guys, think of me in that position. He's correct in that way of saying that, I can't say I'll open for India because that's a decision for coaches and all, where it's easier for him to say for the IPL that, that's a decision he can take much more freely in the IPL. But I think he's clearly signaling in that direction.